Hello and welcome. I'm Amy Beth Shaver with Allison Sinclair. And as usual, we're just...
You have your sunglasses on your head? Oh,
No,
those are your Jeffrey Dahmer glasses.
I got my Jeffrey Dahmer glasses on.
You look like Wonder Woman today.
Wonder Woman!
What did she do?
She wore her gold bracelets to fight off evil.
They were cuffs.
You're right, they were cuffs.
They were not.
I was obsessed with Wonder Woman, Allison Sinclair. So thank you. Yeah, you do know, because I used to have a Wonder Woman sticker.
I bought you a Wonder Woman mug.
She broke.
Remember, okay, when we first started the show, I bought you Wonder Woman. And what did I buy Scott? It was really funny. What did it say?
I can't remember.
It was very politically incorrect.
It was so funny. And it was big.
Hold on.
What was it? It
Maybe
was
he still has
hilarious. Guys.
What?
I just want to let you know ahead of time that I may or may not be unhinged today. I told Emmy I'm a little to the... For those of you who do not know, welcome to the show. You could be in Australia. You could be in Washington, Oregon, Atlanta, Birmingham.
Australia?
I don't know.
No, we have a bunch of new South African followers.
And South African followers. Let me just tell you, our pastor in Tampa, Florida is South African. He had the most beautiful accent. And so listening to sermons from him, yes, they were good, but you just wanted to listen to him talk.
Did it make you feel smarter?
Yeah, because whatever he said, you're like, yeah, Freddie.
Well, maybe we should post the behind the scenes clip right when I turn that camera on and Allison goes, should we ask him about his Scupsy of the Foo-Foo? And he goes, Scupsy of the Foo-Foo. That's not English.
Yes.
I think we should. Bless his heart, Jason Bartlett. If you haven't seen, we put out a podcast last night. It is amazing. He's a South African that now lives in Alabama, has gone through and watched his country fall to crime, hate, DEI. It's terrible. He has some amazing stories of hope and some really sad stories. But he walks in and says he wants to talk about his celiac because he's come to America and it's messed up, I guess, our food supply chain and how we spray everything with glyphosate. Mm-hmm. And anyway, and so he had literally been in the chair for like 30 minutes. And I thought and said out loud, well, we got to get to his explosive diarrhea part. And he was like, I don't understand this. Wait, no, that's Indian.
That was Indian.
We have an Indian standing at our
house.
He said Scupsy of the Foo-Foo.
It's not English.
I'm sorry. Can the Indian people with the beautiful accents call just so we can hear it? We love accents. This is not a joke. This is mad respect to all people with accents. We have Southern, but that's all. So.
Well, Jason did not know Scupsy of the Foo-Foo.
That's good. Oh, that's good.
I think he was a bit taken back that I was talking about his diarrhea and issues.
Well, South African, I guess, is a mix of Australian and British.
It does
it is.
Have
isn't
a little
it?
Bit of a.
It's a bit like rugged British.
It's a little wanky.
I love rugged British. That's a great description. I'll message my former pastor and ask him if he could just say something in his beautiful accent. Maybe he can say the right side for us and we could run that as a line.
Button.
Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Welcome to the right side. So last night, y'all, speaking of Indian, we had a wild night at the Sinclair house.
Is that not normal?
No, well, I thought it was going to be really boring. We had to go pick up Jennings to take her to her car because her car had a recall because it could explode on its own.
Yeah. Casual.
So we take Jennings to pick up her car. And of course, she doesn't have time to go to dinner. She has to go home and get her dog and go walk. And then she has to meal prep. And so Jared and I are like, okay, Jared loves walk-ons. I hate walk-ons.
It's so good.
What?
No, like I was going to say one of Molly's BFFs works at walk-ons. She could have served you. Did you go to walk-ons?
We went to walk-ons. What's her name?
Well, I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
Well, if you don't like fried food, you don't like waffles.
You know who it is because her brother was in Connor's class. Oh, wait,
I'll
maybe
look
one
for-
below. You know. I'm going to write it on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
I just, look, we have a lot of new followers. We don't want to just toss our kids' friends out there.
Well, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll look for her. So we go to walk-ons and then, it's 7:30 and we're thinking we're old. We're going to go home and go to bed. I mean, it's late and I had a long day. We had a long day.
It was
Well, as we're driving home, we realize, oh, Schlitz beer, as you would say. I got to do my Indian voice because we realized that there's an Indian coming to stay with us for the week. How was that?
That's pretty good. Not
So
bad.
Lifeline Children's Services that we adopted our 2 kids from, sometimes they bring in the heads. This guy is the head of all adoptions out of India.
cool.
And so sometimes we'll host them China, wherever they're coming from. So we forgot that we were going to host
Oops.
Vikram.
Oh, Vikram.
And so we get home. Oh God, I can't do. I'm trying to. We get to home.
You got home and
And-
Vikram was there.
Vikram's in our driveway. He was so much fun. He was so cute. And so he was an orphan
Oh.
in an orphanage in India
Mm.
with 1,000 kids.
Oh, my word.
1,000 kids.
Mm.
Clawed his way out. Literally, then he ran an orphanage of about 500 kids for a few years. And now he's over the country's adoptions. Wow. But we were like, what do you do with an Indian? You watch cricket, of course. So he pulls up the World Cup, whatever, of cricket between Pakistan and India, like
Ooh.
several years ago. And he teaches us everything we needed to know about cricket. It has wickets. It has over. Do you know anything about cricket?
Nothing except that it's on a field and they run a lot.
The longest cricket match. Guess how long it lasted?
6 hours.
9 hours.
4 days.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what? Wait. Is cricket European baseball?
So then it led into a whole history lesson of the British Empire and how cricket started. It started in southern England
Mm.
about 400 years ago.
Sure it did.
And then it spread throughout the British Empire, which is kind of weird because it's like the West Indies and Australia and New
Mhm.
Zealand, and you don't really think of that as British anymore. But it is baseball with a flat, smushed bat,
Okay. All right. I
Okay.
can get with that.
but the field is square.
Okay.
And then it has this thing called a wicket that
Okay.
the batter stands in front of. And it's like these 3 sticks. And you can get an out by either knocking down one of the 3 wickets,
Mhm.
or you can get an out by catching the ball.
Okay.
And there's this whole point system. But Vikram told us the longest cricket match ever lasted 4 days.
That's
Did
insane.
they nap?
Maybe Google it, JP, because I meant to look it up. Like, how does that happen?
Like, I don't
and
know.
I don't know how you schedule that.
You know, as new mothers, we stayed up a lot
Huh.
with our babies.
Whoa.
But 4 days, please tell me they had nap time and tea and crumpets in between.
Okay, well, the longest one, according to the Googles, is even longer. This is according to Wikipedia. The longest cricket match in professional history is the famous 1939 timeless test between England and South Africa in Durban, which spanned 10 days and 43 hours of actual play from March 3rd to March 14th.
What?
It was ultimately declared a draw because the English team had to leave to catch their ship home.
That's funny.
pretty good.
So that they just nap on the sidelines and tag in and tag out like they do when they're
No,
doing
they
the
took-
filibuster.
I think JP said it was 43 hours over 10 days.
It says it spanned 10 days and 43 hours of actual play. So I guess
10 days, 43 hours of
would
action.
be
Okay.
11.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
But then it says the world record marathon match. If you're referring to the longest game of continuous cricket played by individuals, that is currently held by the Blenheim Cricket Club in Bedfordshire in England. In 2018, the club set a Guinness World Record milestone by playing a continuous game of cricket for exactly 168 hours or 7 days straight.
Blimey. Jiminy Crickets. Don't say that word.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Okay. That's
Fish and chips.
so we're sitting there. Actually, Collins got involved. We're all sitting there. Then all of a sudden, we've never done this before. We've been in this house for a year and a half. Our to the right neighbors show up with bottles of wine, and our left neighbors show up with bottles of wine. And y'all, we stayed up till 11 o'clock last night.
Wow.
I'm sorry. How did the neighbors know to show up with wine?
Well, I think Jared what had happened was Jared had texted them and said, "Hey, come over. We'll hang out." And most of the time people don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you don't want them to, but you're kind of just like, and everybody showed up. So it was Collins, the Indian, Vikram, and our two new bestie neighbors. And we just had a wild night.
Oh, my word.
A wild night with wine and cricket.
Wine and cricket. I didn't drink anything, and I still don't understand the game of cricket. But staying up till 11, if you can see, it's in my eyeballs.
Yeah, we were watching the original version of In the Heat of the Night with Sidney Poitier. And we had to stop halfway through because we were so tired, and it was 11. And so we're going to go back and watch. It was really good. We started it late, but
You
Chris
stayed up late too.
Yeah. I mean, it's a wonder we're even here and functioning.
That's why I was late.
Well, you picked a good color for yourself.
Thank you. We match again.
So,
JP, did you
oh,
stay up
yeah,
late?
it is like our.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wow.
I didn't really stay up late. I got to play with my nephew last night, though.
Well, that's
He's a
Being an uncle.
dumpling.
Okay, well, being an uncle where he's 2 in a couple months is the best because I don't have to deal with the terrible twos. I just get to have the fun parts of the two where he's like all crazy. But it's funny because he can understand what you're saying and he can at least try to respond. But it's still funny enough because he can't quite say, but he understands what you're saying. But it's a bunch of gibberish with like little bits of like make sense words in there. But
That's how I feel every day.
yeah. So
How old is he?
he turned 2 in May.
Okay.
So, but he wanted to play, and every time he plays, he has to tell everybody to sit in a certain spot. So he walks up, he goes, "Sit, Justin, sit," and he sits there, and he's saying just a bunch of gibberish while playing. And then I see he loves Toy Story. He just went to see the new Toy Story. And I see
Aw.
Buzz Lightyear and Woody sitting on the table,
Aww.
and I grabbed Buzz and I said, "To infinity." It's like he snapped out of his gibberish like trance. He goes like, "And beyond."
That is precious.
But we had to leave, and my brother's wife said, "Justin's got to go bye-bye." He goes, "Justin, bye-bye," and he starts crying.
Aww.
And I'm like, "Oh, man,
JP, he
Yeah.
love you.
he's the best."
he loves you a lot.
But no, I was a Buzz Lightyear kid, so when I saw that, I was like, "Yeah." So now he's Lightning McQueen and Buzz Lightyear. So
Nice.
Because when
Following
you're
your
3, you
footsteps.
can do that. Or 2, 3, whatever.
2 in a couple months.
2 in a couple months.
Can you not do that when you're 5?
Well, you probably have picked sides by then. And you have one that's more favorite than the other favorite.
Fair.
Now, I was telling JP on the way in that Rosie is going to be 4 also next weekend. And last year,
how are you going to swing that one?
I have no idea. I don't think past about an hour right now.
Okay.
And there's these darling little music boxes that you put the figurines on top. I'm showing you a picture, okay? Don't look at the word of
I
the
thought
day.
the figurines go inside.
Well, look at this. It's so cute. So you get these little figurines, and it's this own little box, all right? And it plays the music
Does she
that the
dance?
character is, like Elsa, Anna, Little Mermaid, whatever. But it all hinges on this box right here.
Can you? So if you switch out the character, it'll play a different. That's cool.
I
Oh,
think
shoot.
so. We only have one so far. Emmy can correct me. But last year, I was very proud of myself for getting the gift that Rosie asked for, because that's your job as a honey. You
Yes.
get what they ask for. And Rosie had to tell me on the way into work today that the Spanish Elsa I got her last year, she was ready for the English one now. I got the wrong one. And I've had so many things come through on my phone since then. Or I ordered it off this
Stop.
iPad. that come through as Spanish.
Stop.
And I've been trying to figure out why. It's because I ordered the Spanish one last year.
Stop.
I was like, Rosie, I'll get you the English one now. But she knows the whole song in Spanish now.
Tried.
That's
You're
where I
so
am.
Pretty.
That's where I am.
Hey,
Allison.
at least she's bilingual now.
Yeah.
She is. This little darling redhead can sing whatever the song at Frozen in Espanol.
Isn't she the one that just got the black baby doll?
Oh, no, they both prefer black baby dolls. No, that's May May.
Okay, May just got her
May
first
May
black baby doll.
and we just go with it. I'm like,
I
of
like
course
it.
you love the little dumpling chocolatey babies.
I like it.
Please. So anyway, so there's that. So you have your cricket story, you have your sweet baby story, and I have my I got the wrong gift story.
It's okay.
And now she remembered a year
I'm
later,
ready for the one.
get
in
me the English one this year. Oh my God. I was like, wow, that's a grandma fell right there.
It's cute. She'll be better for it.
Yeah. Well, Emmy is starting to homeschool the dumplings. So you're welcome. We started your Spanish training early. That's what I say. Okay, friends. So we have a great day. We have Yammer. We have the montage. We have the plunge. And the plunge is going to be on a subject that will outrage some of you, validate others, but it will generate a great conversation. That's going to be in hour 2. But as always, we have to start the day off with the word of the day.
Three, 2, 1.
This is a great word.
Hey, can I tell y'all something real quick?
What's that, Allison? Sinclair?
Somebody of significance, which was funny, told me the other day that their favorite part of the show that we need to do more of was the word of the day
You kidding
and
me?
the dancing.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
someone I know also said that too. It's like, I got to watch and I love the word of the day.
What?
We could say the deepest, most philosophical,
Like,
theological,
Pour our heart out.
but they prefer the sprinkler and
Oh, I'll also tell you this too. I talked to my dad yesterday and he watched our Muslim Minute segment and he actually texted me after the segment and said that was awesome. But then he he called me last night. And he said, y'all's Muslim Minute. He goes, I'm way more fired up about Islam now than I was before because I had no idea.
Wow.
So the amount of times that we've had people say that, it's like, that's
Yep.
the entire goal of it. But
That's incredible and encouraging.
And then the
thank
word
you,
of the day.
Charlie.
it's just funny what people
And they love allegedly.
and
If you're
allegedly,
new
yeah.
here, Tuesdays are Spill the Tea Tuesdays, and we do allegedly. And yes, we use Southern voices, and it's an excuse to tell gossip or funny stories with our very Southern accents.
Mhm.
That's on Tuesday. That's called allegedly. And if you're new here, I hope you like it. Okay. I think as a preview. Oh, and by the way, tomorrow is Friday, right?
Friday.
It's Friday. And we send the newsletter out on Tuesday. But we thought we'd give you preview on Friday.
Mhm.
And I'm the one responsible for hitting click on the X tomorrow at 9 a.m. So look on the right side X for this week's newsletter. And then go and subscribe to it, please.
How can
and
I
share it with all of
subscribe though?
Well, Sinclair, that's a great question. And we need to ask Carson how that's possible. I probably need to go and put that little tab for our website on there too.
Is our website not on our newsletter? Anyway, you can go to our website and sign up. It's rightsidemedia.org. And it'll say subscribe or join the club or be one of us.
Yeah, subscribe.
And you click it.
Yeah, please. That's another question for Carson. We should probably just jot them down as he's on the mission.
On the mission.
Yeah, he's on the mission. Okay. But that's tomorrow at 9. Just a preview. It's not always going to be a preview, but we wanted to show you what we're doing with our, as my husband calls it, a high value newsletter, a quick read, You know all the things that we were thinking of talking about last week with just a quick blurb, a quick thought. And this week's thought was, I just want you to see it. And in order to see it, you got to subscribe or look out for X tomorrow and then subscribe so you don't miss future newsletters. Is that okay? Fair? Fair?
Exciting.
All
Very
right.
good.
I
Here
think
we
that
go.
was a genius idea.
It's the coffee sometimes.
I'm not looking.
All right, don't look. All right, everybody. What? Why did that? Okay, here we go. You ready for that? This is great.
I'm closing my eyeballs.
This word starts with an M, Brad. It refers to a person who refuses to follow the customs or rules of a group. In other words, a
a
nonconformist.
misfit.
No.
Oh,
That's good.
Also,
dang.
what is our text line so people who may be new want to text in?
You can either comment on the stream you're watching, or you can text to 833-687-4448.
Just in case you wanted to. This is the sentence with this word. Io has always been a bit of a blank in the fashion world, inventing new trends
Muse.
rather than
So-
close
Oh,
than following them. I'm going to give it away when I say this, so I need you to just spend 30 more seconds figuring out what it is, because as soon as I say this, you'll go,
I don't know.
Maven.
it's the most famous character this actor has played. And the actor is Tom Cruise.
Mission.
What's his name in his most famous movie?
Maverick.
Maverick.
Yes.
Maverick.
Oh,
That's good.
That's who we are.
I like Maverick.
It's a good word.
We're gonna use that.
It's a great word. So,
That was good.
That's good.
what you got, JP?
We supposed to know stuff like that.
we are
know.
supposed to know.
But what happened was, so this Gen Z word of the day, the definition on here: boys who are trying to improve their appearance through various methods, such as a new haircut, implementing a skincare routine, exercising, and changing their diets. Starts with an L.
I know it, but I'm giving Granny a chance.
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
What? Give me more.
Uh,
In our world, we'd call that a glow up.
okay.
Yeah.
This is a new term. It starts with looks, but then there's
Looks maxing.
Yes.
I knew you knew it.
Thank you
I
for
knew you knew it. You
Looks
just
mad.
temporarily
Keep
forgot it.
shining.
But then
Keep trying.
some people take it too far by doing like getting a hammer and doing micro fractures on their jaw so that it grows back stronger.
Mm-mm. Nope. Mm-mm.
And
That's
getting
madness.
plastic surgery to like make their skin look. Some
Is
people
this
take it too far.
clavicle?
Yeah,
No.
clavicular.
Immediately no.
Oh, I call him clavicle.
Clavicular. And then he noticed that clavicular noticed that one nostril was slightly smaller than the other, so he went and got a nose surgery just to fix it because he wants to be perfectly symmetrical, even though nobody's perfectly symmetrical. But anyways, that is the extreme of looks maxing.
Now I'm looking at my nose holes.
Look,
Are they even?
You're not supposed to be symmetrical.
I think they are.
Let me see yours.
I'm let's see. This one's I can't remember. I'm uneven.
What about JP? Look up.
JP's pretty symmetric.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not.
are. Are you guys symmetric? Like if you're looking, are you?
I've never once thought about my nose holes.
That's something that you really don't think about.
Y'all Gen Zers need a job and something to do.
Yeah. The looks maxers is like the younger part of Gen Z.
Almost
Like,
alpha.
yeah, borderline alpha. But it's so stupid. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
You learn something new every day. So,
Sorry.
friends and neighbors, when we come back, we'll do Yammer. That's just a quick
Okay,
look
well,
around.
do you want to take a break first or do Yammer first?
It
Did you
depends on
push-
Sinclair.
I
Did you
pushed it
push-
a little. We can read a couple of texts and
Oh.
then do
Oh yeah, let's
good.
do that.
and then do a break and then do Yammer after the break.
I love text.
They are
Brad
so fun.
Brad from Crimestone, he texted in and said, Y'all mentioned some dude's OnlyFans page yesterday, talking about Jamel Brown, and it made me think of Scott Beeson's. Look at the picture.
Brad, did you send this to Scott, or
Hey,
we can?
Scott must have. Scott doesn't post though. Where did he find that?
I don't know, but it's
Wait, Brad, did you do that for Scott, or
It's
did
brilliant.
Scott actually get on social media?
No, he's not on social media. He wouldn't even know how to get on.
Tell Scott we said what's the.
We could just send that.
Can I take a picture of it and send
Yeah.
it to him?
Yeah.
From Brad, from the girls too.
Hold on, my camera.
Love it. Okay.
Don't take it down.
I won't. Brad from Crampston also commented on the YouTube. He said, "Ashamed to say that abs stumped me. I was stuck on malcontent, but I can use both in a sentence." Quote, John McCain was often called a maverick when he was actually just a malcontent.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
I need
I love it.
Webster's. What does malcontent mean? Uncontent?
Discontent, malcontent, nothing's ever good enough.
Yeah.
You're going to throw off the shackles because that's just still not right.
A person who's chronically dissatisfied, often complaining or rebelling against authority or the established order.
Oh.
Yeah. You know, like a 2-year-old that never actually grew up
All right.
and
Can
was allowed
I,
to have public office.
I need to admit something.
What's
Okay.
This has to do with Brad. That helps me a lot because Brad, don't be offended, but I kind of wondered if Brad was cheating every day.
that? Yeah. It's a good, yeah.
So either he's an evil genius and he just threw us all off, or he actually is that freaking smart and knows these words. And that makes me mad.
He also said that Scott runs that during his breaks on YouTube.
Scott's on YouTube?
Scott's on YouTube?
What?
Or I guess his producer does.
Scott is the producer. Well,
Excuse me.
unless can you please find Scott?
I'm going to find Scott.
Also, one more, Chris from Starrett, he sent in this on the text line. The lesson of the screw: to build something solid and stable, you turn it to the right. To dismantle something, you turn it to the left.
Also, I love that. But never mind.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Okay.
That works too.
That's good. I like it.
Lefty lose your mind.
We love your text and thoughts. Truly. Like they make our day. What?
Scott Beeson.
Oh, I still got to go look for that. Sorry, my husband.
Okay. All right. We'll be back with Yammer, the montage, the Muslim minute, the plunge. Don't go anywhere.
Shaver with Allison Sinclair, and we can hardly believe who's sitting down with us today. We are honored and thrilled to welcome Jason Bartlett. You probably follow him on X. You've seen his walk across America to bring a spotlight on South African farmers, but you also probably haven't heard his cruise ship story or any of the other stories we're going to talk about. For example, his pilot license and DEI, or even maybe celiac, or the face of immigration. He's been to the White House. He's been retweeted by Elon, but he lives in Alabama, and he's here.
Yes, I am. Thank you very much for having me, ladies. It's an honor to be here.
We're so glad you're here.
I still can't believe you're sitting here because I found you because Elon, and I don't even know what video it was, but he retweeted you. And I don't know, maybe y'all go back to South African like school days. Maybe y'all are
we
besties.
don't. No, I've never met him. He's retweeted several of my videos, always the long ones for some reason. But last year he retweeted one, and then this year I think he's retweeted a couple again as well.
Well, it was this year, it was a few months ago. And anything that he posts, everybody kind of pays attention to. And I started listening, first of all, every Tuesday for a while growing up. Me and my son, we would speak in a British accent. And so that caught my ear first. And then I started digging in. I'm like, holy schmoly, he lives here. Yeah. And he's one of us.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you called me.
I'm sure I freaked out and sent everybody the text and was like, we have to get him on. Sent you a message. You probably get messages all the time, but you're so gracious and so kind. And the more I interacted with you, I'm like, okay, here he is. The last message you sent me was like, I got to go to the White House next week, so maybe we can do it next month. And I'm like, okay. But as soon as you walked in today, I'm like, he's just one of us. You're just a normal guy, but you've been put in this position to have a voice. And a lot of what you've dealt with in South Africa and then experiencing here and kind of the flashing red lights are like all of us, whether you're in Alabama, whether you're in Europe, whether you're in South Africa, we need to hear your story. And it's such, I'm hoping, a wake-up call.
Absolutely.
Because I don't know about you, but do you feel like people in America, we've always felt so insulated and so like it can never happen here?
Yeah. I actually made another video that's probably going to be retweeted this morning by someone like Elon. I just made it as a warning to the West. I'm so sick and tired of this narrow-mindedness where people think it can't happen, but within 10 years you could have 10-foot fences around your house. It doesn't happen. It happens gradually. It does happen overnight, but it happens also so gradually, and it's snowball effect so quickly. And it's just small little things like I said this morning in a video. It's like, okay, we're not going to do anything, but we want this sport to be more inclusive. So you have to have one black and one Muslim and one Indian in your soccer team. And then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, you're not allowed to speak English. You have to speak this Islamic language. And this happens so quickly. I've seen it. I'm 39 years old, almost turning 40 next year. But that's why they try to silence me. And that's why I think I've got a bit of a voice, is because this is not something I've heard, something I've lived through, something I've experienced. I've been persecuted based on the color of my skin. And I want to I've been standing on the rooftop since 2020 in the United States screaming, wake up, America. But on the positive side, I do see a small horizon, and that's why I'm always so bubbly, because I know this is the last frontier for the West.
So you've lived it. What is it, for people who may not know your story, that you have lived through that makes you get on the rooftops and shout and try to wake people up?
So I'll go, and it's pretty gore, some of it, but I've spoken about it several times, and I've even forgiven the people that have done it, because I'm a Christian person. So, I don't like them, but I do forgive them. We'll start off in 2011 or early 2011. My wife's grandfather, he's Austrian, so he's not even a property owner in South Africa. I think he was a property owner, but he's a white man from Austria, married to someone that was in their 80s. And black men broke into their house in the town, also not on a farm. I think it was between Pretoria and Johannesburg. And they strangled him with a telephone cord, urinated on him, burnt him with cigarettes, and said, "Die, you white bastard." And while they did that, they continued to rape I think it was his partner, raped her to death, and she was over the age of 80. So it's inhumane things that happen, and he survived, and to tell the story, and all they got was a tiny little newspaper article that, normal murder, a normal person passed away, a house break-in gone wrong type of thing. It's not a house break-in gone wrong, because they never stole anything. And at the end of it, they say, "Die, you white bastard." So it's racially motivated. And then going on after that, that's, we only met later on. I wasn't involved in that story. But that's what you realize, is there is not a single person in South Africa, liberal or not liberal, white or black, that has not been involved in a horrific family crime. I've had my cousin raped. I've had my other cousin thrown into the trunk and driven around, hijacked and driven around. Every single person has been attacked. I've had 2 attempts on my life, one on a farm in 2011. And then one in 2015 in Cape Town, the glory land, the big bubble of liberal woke people that think everything's great, even though they sit behind a 20-foot fence while they tweet everything's well. So, and my wife was also going to university there. They smashed her and said, "We're going to kill you. We're going to kill you and rape you, you white bastard." Grabbed her by her hair and tried to hijack her vehicle, thank God. And this is 9 o'clock in the morning. This is not, right in front of a university, and the university does nothing, because, that's an indoctrination center. That's why we no longer believe in school. We don't believe in the education system. It needs revamping over there, and it needs revamping over here. Because I've always said to somebody, if you consider Austin, Texas, the South, Austin's in Texas. They're teaching young children about anal sex at the age of 6 years old. Something's got to give. Something's got to change. The enemy is no longer knocking on the door. The enemy is in the United States, and he needs to be kicked out.
I did some reading. We have a very good family friend that's from South Africa. He's been here for years, but he follows up. So we've kind of kept up, but I had to go back and read some of the history, because to hear that, people go, how do you get to that point? Like what happened in South Africa? Several years ago, we played the video of, kill the boar.
Yeah.
Had no clue what a boar was.
Yeah.
We just knew it meant a white person. How did you get there? Well, give us a little bit of history of South Africa, and has it always been this way?
If you want to see what South Africa looks like without apartheid, just go there now. I'm not advocating for apartheid, but there's a reason. I don't know if anyone like yourselves would love to live next to someone that thinks if you rape a 24-month-old baby, you're relieved of all your sins. Quite frankly, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to live next door to them. I don't want to live amongst those people. I don't want to live in the same country as those type of people. They need to be banished from my life. So going to South Africa, you can take a look from 1994. There's a spiral, and it's been a mass exodus. There's been about 800,000. If not more, that's basically what Grok says and so on. There's been about 800,000 to 1 million people that have left the country.
Welcome back. I'm Amy Beth. She's Allison. He's JP. I'm pretty sure I didn't even say that at the beginning of the show. Hi. We hope you are well. Maybe even get in a little trip to Trader Joe's or some kind of fun in our adult lives today. I don't know. Trader Joe's is fun.
That was really random.
I know. Well, it's Thursday.
Are you going to Trader Joe's?
No, not until next Thursday morning.
You just are really anticipating it. And
well, Trader Joe's is fun. It's that one little blip that you have to go to the store.
Oh, that's funny.
And if you've got to go to the store, why not go to a store that's fun?
Should we tell people what we're doing next week?
Should we?
Amy Beth is gatekeeping some things, but
I'm not gatekeeping. I just like to build suspense. Tell everybody what's happening. Yes. What are we doing on Tuesday, Allison?
I don't even think JP knows this one.
No.
Dun,
Wow.
dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is
not that.
There's a break in the schedule. So we're the filler.
Really?
Oh, you're doing Scott his podcast.
You just stole my thunder. We get to go be on the Grand Old Podcast with Chairman Scott Stodhagen. So it goes Katie Britt, Jeff Sessions, just filmed one with Richard Shelby, then Alan Abbs.
And apparently we have
Tuesday.
to dress fancy.
Yes. He said fancy. I'm like,
What does that mean?
I can't wear my Walmart shirt.
Hey, I did just get a little top in that. I don't know if this ever happens to you, but we're watching the news this weekend and Chris goes, "That's cute. You should buy it." And what did I do? Bought it.
Yeah, if your husband says go shopping, you go shopping.
I mean,
hey, you should wear it on the podcast.
I'm gonna, but depends on what you wear on your bottoms. What are you wearing? Like, are you doing a suit?
Generally, I cover my bottom.
Well, I mean, cover, but like, are you doing denim? Are you doing?
I don't know, because I asked Scott, I said, look, are we going to have a table? Is it just going to be chairs? Because it matters how you dress, like what if you're just sitting, because chairs are difficult because you can just sit there and be like this.
A potato.
We don't all look like Katie Britt, who is literally in a lawn chair and look like a princess.
I know.
So I don't know, but I'm excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And what I love about his podcast, if you watch, like I watched the Katie Britt one, it's not politics. It's just about the people, who they are, where they're from, what makes them tick, their past, their plans and hopes for the future. He talks to her about how she met Wesley and kind of they were friends. And then anyway, so that makes me a little bit nervous, but I think it's gonna be really good.
Can't wait. So
Can't wait.
Here you go. Your hostesses will be on with Scott.
It's going to be weird to be in the opposite seat.
I'm not actually going to probably enjoy that part, but it'll be fun to be with you and be on with Scott.
I think it's fair. We need to be on the other side sometimes.
We do.
Anyway.
And it'll make us better at asking questions. I guess.
We will hone our skills.
We will. Okay. So now, is it time?
It's time
for
Yammer.
All right, Sinclair.
All right. Jim Ziegler, God love him. He is amazing. He's so good. He has a story over at Yellowhammer News about John Wall and Brittany Montgomery's wedding that is coming up this Friday. Y'all, it sounds like the royal wedding of Alabama is the way they're setting it up. Jim says, for their two large Southern families, it will be a merger. Wall has 7 siblings and Montgomery has 8. And for the 750 guests who RSVP'd, it will be a bit of all that plus the political event of the year. 750 guests? Well, my girl here had 1,000 at her wedding, so this is small.
750 is a lot.
That is a lot of people. A lot of people.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be so much fun. I don't know any other event. I think my guess is they probably tried to keep it small.
Yeah.
And when you're John Wall and Brittany, who you just can't.
You can't. Mm-mm. No, because then you invite one and then you got to invite the other. And then they're like, wait, you left me off the list? Look, a wedding day, no matter how many people are there, whether it's just you and your family or it's you and a family and several of your closest friends that add up to 750 people, it's still such a good day. And it's one of those days that everybody wants to be a part of.
I just want to know, and I hope, you know how in some weddings, like after they say you may kiss the bride, oh shoot, my earbobs just went out. You know what they do? They release the doves.
Do you think they still do that?
I don't want that. I need butterflies.
You're welcome, John and Brittany.
I hope they're listening.
Brittany?
Like the beautiful white cage. It doesn't look like a cage. Just slowly opens on its own behind them. And the butterflies arrive and just cover the 750 guests in awesomeness.
Oh, and then they could play the very cheesy song that makes you cry, Butterfly Kisses.
Oh,
don't play that song. I am fragile right now.
That would be a good first dance.
Don't play. Oh, I can't think about that right now. My son gets married next week, you guys. I'm so happy. But Brittany and John's wedding is going to be fantastic. Fantastic. I really care about 3 things at a wedding. Number 1, I want to see the dress.
Okay.
Number 2, I love looking at the flowers. And number 3, I want to taste the cake.
It's the cake.
Priorities. I explained that to my almost daughter-in-law. I was like, this is like a year ago. I'm like, that's basically what people come for. And if you take too long to cut the cake, they'll tell you you're taking too long to cut the cake.
Nobody leaves until the cake is cut. Maybe John and Brittany cut it as soon as they walk in the door, so everybody gets on up out of there, because that's a lot of people.
A lot. It'll get hot and sticky wherever the reception is.
Are they even going to know if we're there?
Yes, they will.
We better sign the book.
We better sign the book and then maybe wave awkwardly while they go down the aisle, kind of like Tom Hanks.
Jump up and down.
I'm not a smart man, but he like waves like this. Hi, Lieutenant Dan. And do that, and we'll be the awkward ones in the crowd.
I just don't know how I had maybe 250 people, and I don't know how I didn't get to eat. By the time we left our reception, I was in such a bad mood. Jared was in such a bad mood. It was awful.
Really? Oh, I'm so sorry.
Have we never told that story?
No.
Where I really wanted to slap my grandmother.
Pat?
No, Vanita May.
You wanted to slap Vanita May and not Pat.
Pat actually behaved. But anyway, it was a very stressful day. But
where did y'all get married?
In Knoxville. We had just our wedding in a church, Cedar Springs Presbyterian Church. And then our reception was at the Tennessee Theater.
Oh, nice. Your grandparents' theater.
Because that's where, my family owned the Tennessee Theater, I think up until 1984. So that was kind of cool. But it was the longest day. And I just remember being so stressed out. And I only had a few people to deal with. They got 750 people.
That's a lot. And then to get the catering menu just right.
Hey,
who's doing
be sure somebody gets you a plate of food.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I know. I think I maybe ate a chicken finger in a bite of cake. It's okay. We're happy for you guys and we're excited about your wedding and thank you for inviting us. So, all right. Now, My story isn't great.
Oh, abs.
That's okay. I only know a good one.
Okay. So
Okay.
I don't know if, and this is,
sandwich the bad.
yeah, I'm, whatever I am. So I don't know if you saw last night, but you got what I was saying. So Meg Basham responded to Kennedy from Fox News because Meg Basham, as they were promoting yesterday, Guy Benson and his husband having a baby girl, Meg Basham said, "You are purposefully depriving that child of a mother and a father." And on and on. Just very something that we would say, something that we agree with and think. And then Kennedy from Fox News of, the Five and her own show on Fox Business said something so unbelievably crude back to Meg Basham. Like, you can go read it for yourself. Go put batteries in your blank. It was so vile. But the internet has come alive on behalf of Meg and really putting it back on Kennedy. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but it is bad for Kennedy. Bad, really bad, because she didn't even need to go and try to take Meg's head off. That's exactly what she did. For all her freedom loving, you do you, I'm an independent thinker. And then she does this. I'm like, you just negated all of the things you said because you disagreed with what she said. And you're a jerk. You're a vicious jerk about it. So I'm not, she's got about another hour to apologize. And then I'm done watching anything she's a part of. It was so disgusting.
Time's ticking.
Just disgusting. And I don't know if you guys saw it, but
Kennedy got started on MTV.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why we're surprised. She
says gross things a lot.
This is her shtick. But I think it's just it was so vulgar and so wrong. And not that you just don't treat other people that way. Again, let's handle it in a mature way, at least. Let's have a discussion about the issue instead of just calling names and saying crude things. It's so tacky. And Meg, not that she, I hate to qualify it. She's been battling cancer for
years now.
Maybe a year and a half, 2 years.
Year and a half, 2 years. Yeah.
And she is doing her best to stay in the fight and is doing a great job. And that probably makes her so much more effective because she just doesn't give a rip. She's been up against I might die. I might not make it through this treatment. I don't know how much longer I have, which I think makes you really effective in what you do. But Kennedy just needs to, I hope she gets dropped. She's on Gutfeld sometimes. She just needs to just disappear.
Go away.
Just disappear.
No.
Because
what Meg said was right. And that's the unpopular opinion. Well, we all know it's true because we're sane. But that's the part that truth hurts. Okay. JP.
Sorry, let me push the break back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
why? We have 5 minutes.
So I don't know. I appreciate kind of breaks in the constant nasty political stuff with stories like this. I don't know if you saw the video of Katie Britt. This is from Sherry Blevins at Yellowhammer, shares Christian testimony after young Huntsville girls question at Coffee with Katie. So, Katie does these, is it weekly or monthly, like coffee events in DC?
I think it's monthly.
Alabamians can come up and have coffee with her. But
look how pretty her hair is.
There's this clip that she posted on Twitter today. I want to play it real quick.
Do you love Jesus?
I do. I love Jesus so much, and I am saved by his grace. I fall short of his glory every single day, but know that because I am his child, that there is a purpose and a plan, and one day I will live with him in his perfection. And you know what? I try to show Jesus' love every day. I work real hard at that, but it seems like it's something that comes real natural to you, right? Oh, may I have a hug? Oh, thank you. Do you love Jesus? That's what I'm talking about.
Aw.
So I don't know, being a senator is like, I mean, we can talk policy and politics all much, but I mean, the gospel is the main always. So I don't know. I just appreciate that.
That was sweet.
That is very sweet.
All right, ready for the montage?
The girl's little doll.
Oh, how cute, right?
Yeah. Like a little, it looked like a Raggedy Ann. You remember Raggedy Ann?
Yeah.
Do you know Raggedy Ann? Raggedy Ann and Andy?
No.
Do you think I'm a homosexual?
I don't know, JP. Are you? You don't have to. She had a boyfriend
To
named
have a
Andy.
doll?
Yeah,
It was-
Raggedy Ann and Andy.
Yeah. Did you have a My Little Buddy?
No, I didn't have my little buddy.
My buddy. My,
My
buddy.
buddy.
Wherever I go, he goes, my buddy. My buddy. I can't remember the rest. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
Okay, yes, sir.
Stand by for news.
Stand by for news.
Saw Arachi, their foreign minister, who the other day say or something about their policies, an eye for an eye. The president's policy is a head for an eye.
I stand before you as the first Muslim mayor in our city's history.
والمستشهدين بين يديك في جملة أوليائك والفرج فيه للمؤمنين على يديك وقتل الكافرين بسيفك.
After months of negotiations, the House of Representatives passed a bill that would place new restrictions on stock trading by members of Congress and their families. But, and this is a biggie, the bill also includes voter ID requirements.
I believe the most relevant ballot referenda question around receiving reparations for communities that experience that hardship, and whether that was on the west side of Chicago with a black man being placed in an illegal chokehold, or long guns being stuck into the faces of women and children, zip tied and thrown in vehicles.
On that same vein, in that story with ESPN, you talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children. And that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
That's how you do it. Pretty sure there's a song that says, I said what I said. Who sings that?
I don't know, but could we have?
I said what I said.
Well, I guess we can't play it. We'd be in trouble.
Oh, by the way, we did get copyrighted for Allison's cheeseburger song. I had to go trim it out.
Sorry. But that's
VeggieTales.
such a good song.
Yeah.
Jeez. It makes me want to play it again. My cheeseburger. I love my cheeseburger. I'm off beat.
It's fine. Doesn't matter. Maybe you were dancing at home with us to the song that now we. Why can't we play that song?
Because it's copyrighted.
Copyright.
That's a great montage, JP. And I know when we come back, we'll talk about it. But those are some really good stories. But I had one overwhelming thought. And I went back and watched part of when Brandon Gill fired back at Jasmine Crockett. And because I know it's just one of the stories we may get to in the Smithsonian hearing, White Pride rally, then I'm listening to Mayor Brandon Johnson suggesting reparations. And I thought, that's all you have. After our interview with James Lindsay, I was very attuned to, oh, this is critical race theory.
Mm-hmm.
This is all you have is the victimhood mentality and lies. And meanwhile, Brandon Johnson, in your own city, it's one of the most deadly cities in America, and you're focused on reparations for ICE. How about do your job and keep your people safe?
I think we need to deport Brandon Johnson.
Send him out.
What a biscuit. We'll be back.
To Mexico, there's little areas in Mexico, to South Africa, to America, to England, to everywhere in Europe. Any ties that they have to get out, they got out. But now the world's come to a tie where, okay, you're the wrong color. You're no longer welcome here. Even to go to Australia, it's also gone woke. It's difficult to come to America. It's difficult to go anywhere if you look like us. So South Africa just completely spiraled. I saw it when our current president, Cyril Ramaphosa, is famously said that we'll put the white man in a pot like a frog and slowly turn up the heat. and he won't know when to jump out. And that's what they're doing to us. So they slowly turn up the heat. But I noticed things like this. Luckily, my dad noticed, like we, Standard 3, which is 15 years old, 14 years old, he noticed like, okay, they're forcing black people that are not educated at all into the same levels of my class. And if I want to speak English and Afrikaans, they have to be in the classroom. This is where there was a black guy named Bernardo, his name, I guess, and he literally walked up to a young girl and says, "I'm going to rape you one day." Like, those are the type of people you forcing me. I mean, it's got nothing to do with skin color. That's got to do with what you're doing. And it just spiraled after that. Then the South African rugby team, you know, we're the best rugby team in the world. The Springboks, yes, exactly. We're the best rugby team in the world. And right now, there's a complete mix of black, white. We call them colored. They call themselves coloreds as well. It's like a half white, half black. They're proudly called coloreds. And they are thriving and they are doing absolutely wonderful. And I support them individually, not as a country, but individually, I think they're doing wonderfully. However, they did not get there normally. They were there by enforcing racial quotas. There's something going on right now where the Afrikaner, it's our sport. You know, I know football's cute, but, you know, rugby's like football for real men, right? So sorry about that. I know it's the wrong state to say that in, but it's the truth. It is cute compared to what we do. And we put a mouthpiece in and you can't stop us. We'll go through a brick wall. But now there's a little thing called Bok Week, basically a translation of young white Afrikaners who want to play rugby. You know, they play barefoot from this age, and now they're calling it a racial thing because you have to invite everybody, even the kids that don't want to play. So it's just a complete spiral. Then it goes into your schools, then it gets into your universities. And just like, I mean, the gap in America from going from normal to complete woke is about 4 years because you go and you get indoctrinated. Mm-hmm. These guys are sitting there, never worked a normal job in their lives, and they're telling our children or your children that this is the right way to do it. Go woke. And it's not working. And that's why I'm shouting from the rooftops, because I can see it crumbling and happening over here. But there is going to be a difference and there is going to be a change.
What I'm wondering is, when your dad noticed that forcing together and the change, was there a single issue? Was it a pivotal moment or something happened where the country went crazy? Like, can you point back and say, this is when it happened and this is why it began to happen?
I'll ask a question real quick. Can you name one peaceful African country?
No.
That's doing very well.
No.
No, there's not. The white South Africans, the Boers and the English, built that country from barren land. They bartered. There was never a slave system there. They bartered with the people that owned it, the Khoisan, and they got these areas and they started thriving. They started thriving and they built it. You go look at Harare, which used to be called Salisbury in Zimbabwe, where a lot of my family was driven out of there. Farms were taken away from them. Everything you look on the map was built by white men. And that's just a simple answer. And everything just gets destroyed. If you take it, everything they touch, they destroy. They don't want it to be the way we are. The farms that they expropriate from white people, they don't go live in those magnificent houses. They tear them down and they build shacks next to them. So it's a cultural hate, and it's been fed by the government. I mean, you take a look at Julius Malema, who sings Kill the Boer in front of 80,000 people. That's only live. Imagine how many hundreds of thousands of people are singing with him. He was part of the ANC Youth League. They still work together. They're not enemies. So the government doesn't condone that. I mean, that's what they want to do. They want to slit the throat of whiteness.
So we were talking because in America, we have the issue with immigration and Islam coming in. And I think that's how they are going to tear down this country. And we were wondering, you know, is this North Africans coming south with their Muslim Islamic beliefs? And from what I can tell, like you're saying, it's literally, okay, the Dutch settled first in South Africa. Yes. The English came. Yes. There was a war. Yeah. And the British won. And it's settled. They colonized, which is such a bad word, which basically means they civilized it.
Yes.
Now you've got apartheid. Nelson Mandela takes over in 94.
The terrorist Nelson Mandela, yes.
He is freed from prison, takes over in 94. You're this democracy and you descend into madness. Yes. And so this is motivated by nothing except we hate white people.
Yes.
And this is retaliation.
It's retaliation. It's an apartheid way worse than apartheid was.
But there's no religious element?
Well, they're pretty much pagans. They are devil.
Okay, like
tribal. Tribal. I mean,
cult.
before they go, I mean, this is something in detail you can go look at. Everybody knows. There's a thing called muti, right? Muti is where they will take.
Hi. Welcome back. So there is something that many of you have noticed we do every day. But if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for joining us. But we have a little something we like to do called the Muslim Minute. Muslim!
Thank you.
Minute. Because if we're the ones with information and we don't share what we know, what good is it? We want to share with you so that we know how to combat what's coming or what's already here, depending on your view. We say it's already here and we got to fight back. So we're doing this every day to educate ourselves. And then perhaps you'll take the videos that JP shows us every day and go share them with everybody else that you know. That's how this will spread. And that's how we'll be able to combat it. So without further ado, it's time for
the
Muslim
Minute with Charlie.
Last Ramadan, I was with many of you here at the procession on the martyrdom anniversary of Imam Ali alayhi salam. It is a privilege to be here with you once again. I stand before you as the first Muslim mayor in our city's history, and this year as the first Jummah that I have attended in that new position. And to do so together, it is a reminder that in this month of Ramadan, as we find moments of reflection, of recommitment, moments of community, that we always do so together. And it is together that I am thankful to be here today, and I'm thankful to have the opportunity to lead our city. Assalamu alaikum.
You work not just for Muslims, you work for all of humanity and all of the residents of New York City. So we thank you very much for this, and we pray daily for your success in this journey, inshallah. Thank you.
وأسأل الله أن يصلي على محمد وآل محمد وأن يجعلني من المنتظرين لك والتابعين والناصرين لك على أعدائك والمستشهدين بين يديك في جملة أوليائك والفرج فيه للمؤمنين على يديك وقتل الكافرين بسيفك.
All right, so the mosque in Queens, New York, which is where Mamdani went to speak, is connected to a network that has been proven to be linked to the Iranian regime. While the imam recited the inflammatory text calling for the killing of infidels, just in case you couldn't see the captioning underneath, called for the killing of the infidels, Mamdani sat there and remained silent. Sometimes this person says on X, it seems like Mamdani thinks he's the mayor of a city in Iran or Pakistan and not the mayor of New York. But the prayer is this, according to Memory TV, and I don't know if you follow them, MEMRI TV. Oh Allah, make us the supporters of the awaited Mahdi. Make us among those who await him and those who die for him. Oh Allah, grant him the killing of the infidels by your sword.
Do we need to remind everybody who the infidels are?
Maybe we should, Sinclair.
It's me and you. It's your neighbor. It's your sister. It's your daughter. It's your son. It's your dog. And then the lady that stands there, I don't know who she was, that says, you represent all of humanity and the people of New York City. That is a flat out lie. Lie. They are so deceptive and so evil. I don't know how, the more I learn about Islam, it's a cult. It is not that they have religious protections in America. Baffles me. Absolutely baffles me. And it will be the downfall of this country. And like we talked with James Lindsay yesterday, we had a great conversation, a 2-hour podcast with James Lindsay that is phenomenal. You're going to love it and hate it at the same time. We have to figure out what to do about this. We cannot. The time is now. And he's not even hiding it. And I think that's what, when he was elected, what was our first reaction? He's a stupid socialist and he's going to realize that none of this works. We're going to have 4 years or whatever their elected term is of actual mayhem. New Yorkers will leave. They'll come back. This is where the Mecca strategy comes in. They are lying to our faces. They lied to all of the Jews of New York City. They lied to all the LGBTQ. I don't know if y'all, oh God, we'll get to that. They lied to everyone that they roped in into supporting him, and they are going to systematically and strategically take them out and then us with them. And we seem to think we're playing some video game that's not in reality.
So then comes the question, and sure, some of you will say, well, this prayer was from February. Okay. But he still said what he said. And so what's left is not only that we're educating ourselves and we're educating each other, is to figure out exactly what Allison said, to call it out and then get it out. There are parts of our Constitution that we can use that are already there to stop this kind of thing, because he shouldn't even be allowed to be mayor. That's number one. So we can handle that. But there are parts of our Constitution that we're just letting stay there, and we could use that to confront and stop what is going on. Declassifying Islam as a religion and saying it's a cult, James tells us, is a very hard thing to do. However, we still think it's a valid option, or at least at every turn to ask people, well, if you get killed for leaving something, what is that called? And let them arrive at their own conclusion. And then we ask every day, and I may ask this every day from now on, women, progressive women, what are you going to say about their treatment of women? And it's historical from the 7th century on. What say you about how they think women can and should be treated? There's that as well. But we've got to get the word out. We cannot be afraid to say, no, this does not work. It is not compatible. This is how we're going to confront it, starting with the Constitution. Somebody needs to get Zoran out and deport him. But also, we need to go and deal with the terrorism ties linked to many of these mosques, because they're labeled as terrorist organization by the U.S. government. So why are they allowed to operate with impunity and immunity? So see, we have several ways that we can combat it, but the problem is it makes people uncomfortable, because those who follow Islam don't hesitate to tell you, well, you either can convert or die. And it is scary. But we have a Navy because the Barbary pirates wouldn't leave us alone during Thomas Jefferson's time. So what are we going to do about it? I mean, are we really going to just let this be?
I have good news, though.
What?
The left, the progressives, the LGBTQIA2S plus 666 whatever group, the Democrats, socialists, and the Muslims are all starting to take each other out. This is a fascinating development.
Oh, I enjoy this.
And so maybe they'll help us out.
Okay.
But Melissa Chaudhry, a Democrat congressional candidate in Washington's 9th district, has acknowledged that she does not publicly promote LGBTQ plus rights on her campaign website because she doesn't want to alienate Muslim voters. So here we go. She said, when asked why her campaign lacked references to LGBTQ plus rights, despite saying she supports them, she said, because a lot of Muslims do not feel that way. And she wanted to be really careful about her Muslim constituents. Think about that. The Democrats have, and even Mom Donnie said, you know, as he was campaigning, there were all these LGBTQ influencers, people surrounding him, a bunch of Jewish voters. It looked like one big fun club. It's not. The LGBTQ plus group is about to turn on the Muslims and the Democratic Socialists that are converging, and there will be war there between them because they're getting kicked out. As they should. If you're a true Muslim, you can't accept that. But for some reason, this group didn't want to see that. But now they're about to reap what they put into power and sowed. I think it will help us.
I agree with that. And I realized I needed to share something with you that I learned this morning. I agree with you 100%.
I thought you were about to like confess something.
No, this is
Okay.
something new. And it's a new lady that I follow. And you probably follow her too. But you know, I mentioned the mosques and their ties to Islamic terror and terror organizations.
Yes.
Did you guys realize, because we've seen the proliferation of Muslims in the UK and all the problems that they have had. But do you guys realize that many of the terror organizations, well, let's just say that some of the funding for different terror regimes linked to Islamic terror have London addresses?
Well, that's because all the Muslims live in London.
They do. But I learned that there's a hand behind terrorism, and many of the hands that are behind terrorism live in London, hence all the problems that we're having. So those organizations are under sweet sounding names, but they're also very much linked to terror. And so that's why it got me thinking about the mosques here, the mosque in Alabama with links to the Muslim Brotherhood. We can't just look at the mosque and say, we've got to get that out. We've got to look at the hands that are behind it and what they're funding, because that's also happening right under our noses, right here in Alabama.
So are they like the Rothschilds and those kind of people that actually are British that are funding this for whatever reason? I mean, I think about like King Charles, who just did some mosque tour and whatever, his interfaith England. We're not anyway. Bleh.
I'll show you.
Or is this the Muslim Brotherhood renting a post office box and putting it as a really fancy British sounding organization so you don't catch on to it, which it's not a bad strategy.
A little bit of both, but it is basically the UK is cooked. They're using irregular warfare, in this woman's words. And the reason why London is not super excited about what's going on in Iran and trying to destroy terror is because part of what they're doing behind the scenes is directly linked to terror in Iran and other places. But many of them are Islamic organizations.
So they're clearing the way for the Muslim takeover.
Yes. And I didn't know that. That was Eureka. I've got to do more study. But I was like, wait, I've got to share with my friends. I put her little clip on my Instagram, so I'll go find her and share it with you. But I'm like, wait, what? But she said it's the hand behind it all. And that's what we also need to dig into. Y'all know that. But then you start thinking about Alabama and who's buying up the property and who is really behind these Islamic centers. That's another way we can defeat this, is to go find that and cut that off, because you've got to starve it. We can do that. Our elected officials can get behind that, you know?
Do you want me to further confirm what you're talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
The historic Saint, this is Dr. Malouf. the historic St. Anne's Catholic Cathedral in Buffalo, New York, has been set on fire. The cause has been determined as arson. The church, which has been sold to the Muslim community for just $250,000, was slated to be converted into a mosque, but had been facing strong backlash from local Christians. So they just burnt the church.
You know, I mean, because that's what we do in America.
140-year-old church.
When we disagree, we just burn it down.
It's so symbolic, and that's what people don't realize. This is a signal. This is the bat signal. This is the cannon that is shot to alert you that we are coming, is taking over, tearing down, burning down Christian, Catholic, Protestant churches and monuments, etc. They are telling you what they are about to do. So, good luck us. We're like, ooh, electrical fire, bad wiring.
By the way, we didn't get to talk Sophie Cunningham yesterday in that clip. Do we want to finish up the segment with that?
Let's do.
Okay. Well, if y'all don't know the story, Sophie Cunningham and ESPN, there was a profile interview or something with her, and she mentioned that she was against men playing in women's sports, and then obviously the left had a meltdown about it, but then she was asked about this yesterday and decided to double down on it, and the clip was in the montage, but here's the clip of that.
And in that story with ESPN, you talked about wanting to protect young girls who shouldn't have to go against biological men. Just can you expand your viewpoint on that?
I mean, I think I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense. And I think I'll always believe in that. I think it's really important to protect children, and that's little girls who are also involved in that category. And so I stand on what I said, and I always believe that.
Yeah. Do you see your ad?
Yay, Sophie Cunningham. Number one. Number two, how refreshing, Sinclair, is it that she did not back down?
I said what I said. Now, we've heard that before. And then the retractions come as the pressure mounts. But she doesn't seem like the one that's going to back down.
Mm-mm.
I actually wasn't surprised when Caitlin Clark kind of did.
Mm-hmm.
She does not give, she's kind of my spirit animal.
She's awesome.
Did y'all see when she was walking into the game and the really tall, fabulous, whatever, 6'7", who's decked out in her Gucci, Chanel, whatever, and she's like striking a pose and she's got on her heels, and then Sophie Cunningham comes up behind her. She's in an oversized sweatshirt and like leggings or hair, and she just starts making fun of her, and I'm like, I like you. I support you. I ship you.
I
So
love
go.
it. I love it. I just thought this is refreshing. And it's a little Brandon Gillish because she just simply, I said what I said. And I applaud that with all that I am. And in the moment when we're having debates with other people, I want to remember that. To not be made to feel like you have to explain, because really the other part, and we talk about this a lot, you've heard this before, is when somebody makes a claim, it's their responsibility to back it up. It's not yours. And so often as conservatives, we think it is our job. No, it's not. It's their job. And so she just let it stand, said what she needed to say, and then moved on. But I could hear the girl's tone in her voice, like she was about to go get after her for some more things, like that attitude. Stop.
Well, somebody mentioned too, the other angle of this is kind of a bit of a culture shift from ESPN. I mean, the fact that ESPN even allowed that to be included in her, I guess, profile says something. But also, ESPN fired Ryan Clark a couple of days ago. If y'all don't know, Ryan Clark is like this extremely liberal and woke, just awful commentator for ESPN. But he got fired a couple of days ago because he's just been so bad. I can't remember. It was after just he makes everything about race. And that's just been a trend of his. But then he's also been very demeaning to like other colleagues of his that if they didn't play football and they disagreed with him, then he was right because he played and they didn't. But anyways,
Is he white or black?
He's black. But the fact that they fired him and also included Sophie Cunningham's opinion about that within the same week. I mean, that is, knowing ESPN and the way they've gone lately, that is a culture shift for them. So hopefully it's a sign that they're realizing the writing on the wall. But it is refreshing. I feel like as a whole, the culture, especially in sports, is starting to realize, the wokeness is just not, at the very least, just don't talk politics, I mean, if Sophie Cunningham was to say something common sense, like, I think men shouldn't be in women's sports, she shouldn't be silenced for that. But I mean, we go from the BLM and the kneeling for the anthem, and I think maybe the sports world as a whole has just realized that the fatigue from the fans is real when it comes to that, and it's like a course correction. It's refreshing.
I like that course correction. We need to do that in a lot of areas.
Yeah. And, if you do want to advocate for things, make it be kind of the universal truths of save the children.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're left or right. That's just a human sentiment, or should be.
100%.
Save the puppies. It's a good one.
Yeah.
Also, I don't have much else to say about this one, but this also was in the montage about the House passing the bill to limit stock trading from congressional members, but then they added the voter ID aspect to it. But just the fact that 198 Democrats voted to keep trading stocks. I don't know if it was because it was brought by a Republican. I think it was. I have to go back and look. But first of all, I am shocked it passed, but I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
Thank you. But also, when Democrats complain about Republicans and money and what they have, please do not forget who blessed the idea of stock trading. It wasn't the Republicans. Don't forget that. When they come with they're rich, they're for the oligarchs, they're flying on their private planes. Hi. How many of you have enriched yourself while you are in office? That'd be fun. Not just Nancy Pelosi either.
I think it's funny she voted against it.
It's because she's at the end of her career.
Wait. Oh, Pelosi did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
silly girl.
I like the moxie. You go. Keep raking in the millions.
We'll pretend with you.
Yep. I don't know. I don't know if it passes the Senate. It maybe was a symbolic vote. I just can't imagine. They're about to go on recess. They're supposed to leave today until September 14th, where both chambers will be back. I think the Senate's there a little longer, but this is just redunculous.
It's so silly.
Yeah. we gotta do better, folks. Do better.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely.
Did you move the break, or are we about to come up on a break?
About 30 seconds away.
Okay.
Perfect. So we can get to the rest of the montage and then do a plunge, on the clips. You have both clips, good sir. Very interesting conversation. We'll let the clips do the talking, and then I would love to get y'all's thoughts.
Well, give us a teaser. What's it about?
Well, it's about weed and the psychosis that's happening that medical professionals are speaking out about. It's not your daddy's weed.
Oh, now you're meddling.
All right, cue the outrage. Go ahead and just type what you're going to type. Don't hear what these guys have to say. It should be fun.
This is going to be fun. We'll be back.
A 12-month-old baby, murder the baby, dissect it, and then turn it into a medication. And then they will take this medication, do a sing and a dance, and then go put a curse over the farm and then go attack these people. That's why they go and cut their Achilles off, rape them while they're decapitated, cut their arms off. I can go on. I mean, they've boiled a 12-year-old boy alive in a bath, one bucket at a time. That's not humane to me. I'm sorry. That's not
No,
humanity.
no, no, no.
That is
That's
the
not.
Antichrist at its best.
Yes, yes, it is.
That's what it is. And then that's what led to me. Like what finally threw me over is my cousin Dion and his family. We always go stay by Dion and Hein. They're my two cousins that live in Pretoria. Before we get on when I started working on cruise ships or coming to America, because I was always looking for a way out. You know, come do a farming contract or come do a golf coaching contract. Just trying to get out the whole time because there's no one that would take you. And
Why is that?
because I'm white, simple as that. And you know, unless you've got a doctorate degree or something like that, an engineering degree, why are they going to take you as a white person? Because they've got to have a quota that some other people have to.
When you say no one, do you mean no civilized country? You mean like even the United States? Like
No,
nobody.
the United States is incredibly difficult to come. I'm still busy with my immigration to get in here.
Okay.
I mean, because we sought asylum. I mean, we had to go to the end. And why I sought asylum is because of my cousin. So I get just before we left, my cousin says, "Hey, you can't come stay by us," because Hein. Luckily, they weren't like the next one I'm going to tell you. They were tied up in their house, ransacked the house, and luckily something happened and they left. Then a few months later, we had stayed by our cousins and we flew out to Miami waiting to get onto a different cruise ship to work. And my mom gives me a phone call and says, Dion has been shot. And what they did is, and got all the proof and all the videos, and unfortunately, he was having what we call a braai. It's like an outdoor barbecue. We eat a lot of meat. We're big meat eaters. And it was about 11 o'clock at night, and 8 black men broke in past a 20-foot electric fence, right, on a small holding. So they're not coming there to steal something, even though that's what the police try to say. Oh, it's a break-in because of poverty. It's got nothing to do with poverty. They shot him through the back of the head. The bullet came outside on the top of his eye. They pushed him into the fire, burnt him with a grid, and urinated on him, and also said, "Die, you white bastard." He survived. And his 8-year-old and 10-year-old daughter and wife had to watch this. And they went and beat them up, ransacked the house, and this is just a normal burglary. That's where I drew the line. I was working on a cruise ship. We were sent to Galveston when my mom told me this. And I did an auction. I was an art auctioneer on the cruise ships. And I stopped the auction afterwards, and I said, my now wife didn't know anything about it. I get teary-eyed because it was a decision that I'm never going back there again. And I stopped there and I said, "Hey, I'm not going back. We've got one option. There's no other option. We have to seek asylum. Tell your mom and dad, you're not coming back. I haven't seen my parents in 8 years. I haven't seen my brother. My sister died and never saw her. I've never seen her again. You know, in 2019, she passed away when I decided to, 2 months after I applied for asylum. So F those people. I will not stop until that government is overthrown in a violent way, if it has to be, because they need to be eradicated. They are shouting, kill the white man, kill the farmer, kill our people. And we're not like that. We live in peace and quiet. I'm thriving in Alabama. I've got a 150-acre farm. I work 2 jobs. I go to church. I'm part of a farmer's market. And I'm going to do absolutely everything to give everything back to the hand that is feeding me, because I'm going to be the face of immigration in this country. I already am started to be like that. That is my end goal. Everyone asks me, including yourselves, I don't mind, ask me, do I have an agenda? I don't have an agenda. Good overcomes evil every time. And if I have to be the vessel that delivers that good, so be it. Sorry.
It's so.
Okay, so let's stay there. You walked across America to bring and shed light on what's happening to the South African farmer.
You'll enjoy this one, yes. So, end of 2019.
Are you okay? Hold on, pause, because I got to keep up with your timeline, because you were an art auctioneer on a cruise ship and you're a farmer, and we just got to keep going. But
okay.
So you land in Galveston and you say, "I'm not going back." Where do you go?
Then we said, okay, when I phoned my company and, I said, when we're done with this contract, we are done. And they didn't really know what, so we didn't know what to do. We didn't know asylum.
So you started
either.
walking across America.
Yes. So, no, what happened is, to be fully disclosed, I'm a very honest person, is we didn't know what to do. So we didn't have an agenda of what to do, but we were going to go, we had to go back to South Africa for a month or two. You get vacation before you go on to another cruise. So I would normally go home because I did long contracts. Then I'd go home for 3 months, run some cattle, buy some sheep, fatten them up, sell them, and then take the money and then come back, work on a cruise ship. So we decided, you know what? We deserve it. We're doing very well financially. We're going to go to Bali for a month and just chill. Highly recommend it. $9 a night, $2 a massage. And my wife and I just had a great time. We rented scooters and just cleared the mind a little bit. No intention of doing anything. Then came back ready for the next contract. And I just said, nah, this means this is just going to get into a cycle and I'm not going to live like that. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to run. That's not me. Yes, I fled my country because I needed to make an example and show people that there is hope out there. So we went to a place called Sherman, Texas. We got a job over there. Not a job, we weren't really allowed to work, but we had enough finances to rent an apartment and wait, because then we started realizing we can do an asylum process. And once you plead for asylum, like 180 days later, you get work authorization and everything. That's how the illegals also play the system. We didn't play the system. We did, we went to our interviews. We still go to our interviews. And we pled for asylum. And I don't like to say God spoke to me. He impressed on my heart that you must do something. I'm like, oh, what must I do? So who am I? No one.
Yep.
Yeah. And
Welcome back.
I like that.
That's good stuff, JP.
I like the music in the background.
It's kind of like the, offertory at church, or when the pastor's still talking and there's a little bit of music underneath. Except that it's more fun.
It's like your cue that lunch is close. Is that bad to say out
It's
loud?
so close.
You're almost there.
I mean, gosh, and suddenly I want a peanut butter and jelly.
I brought my yogurt.
I want you to know that I repurposed my my high protein cottage cheese cup. And I was so hungry before I left to come meet y'all that I already ate my snack.
Abs.
So now I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Bobby, can I have that?
Yes, he would say, eat your PB&J.
I love PB&Js.
Y'all, I had such a nutritious day yesterday.
Oh, gosh. It involved a screw top monster.
Wait, do you know what I consumed until 5:30 yesterday?
I have no idea. That's all? Nothing in your belly? Nothing? I'll go ahead and give you Chris's number. You're going to probably need to be scoped.
I haven't eaten anything. I just had coffee today.
JP.
What?
That's not good.
I'll eat lunch.
We need you in tip-top shape. I could tell by the
Seriously.
end of the day. It was a long day. You were fading.
I mean, yeah, I didn't. What? Yeah.
I had balls of protein
You
in there. You
were
should have gotten protein
JP
balls.
Grumpelstiltskin by the end of the day. Okay? And we had a tremendous day yesterday. And we
Ella,
felt
it
it
happens.
too. But we need you to eat.
No,
so
it's a
tell us
problem.
what
I'm
we can
getting
bring
fat
you.
because of that, so I need to go back.
You're
You
not fat.
Do not starve.
I need to eat less.
JP, those are happy pounds.
Okay, but they're still pounds.
Everyone, if you don't know, JP has a girlfriend and she just happens to be a baker. Just so happens. Give her a follow at Heavenly Sweets. And holy cannoli, go back and look at our July 4th show at the cake she made us. Truly, my family had fork fights over who was going to get the
Fork
last slice
fights.
of her cake.
Not a fork fight.
Just like, give me the cake. And I'm like, no, I will slice it. You get a slice, you get a slice, and you get a slice. And maybe mom put one for herself where you don't know. So I can have an extra.
Did mom get to take her finger and get the icing that was left on the
Yes, she did.
plate? Yeah,
Did you do the same thing?
that's what this mom did.
That's what we do. Anyway, all right, here's what we're going to do. A couple more minutes of montage, and then we're going to jump into the plunge. And today's a doozy. But the last bits in the plunge, we did Zoran.
You mean the montage?
The montage, I'm sorry. I don't have my glasses on. So we've got Zoran. We have Sophie Cunningham. What else? What else we got, sister?
The
stock. See, I usually
I
check
was
it off.
back on Mickey Cheryl.
Oh, bless her heart.
Oh, Marco Rubio.
Let's do it.
A head for an eye.
A head for an eye.
Thoughts? What do you guys think? What do you think?
I always felt like a loser because I voted for him in 2016 in the primary. But now I'm like, y'all should have all listened to me.
I am happy with Marco Rubio.
It's the only way you beat him. I'm sorry. There's no other option. You either leave or you destroy them.
I mean, that's it. And we're so unacquainted with that. We don't know how to deal with people who only fight, and they've only fought for thousands of years. This is what they know. They speak war.
And they like it. They love it. They literally think their calling in life is to pursue it and die for it. We can't compete with that. Well, we can. We just might not have the testicular fortitude to actually do it. Maybe we're getting there.
I think we're getting there. And I think maybe this was part of the strategy. Let the people see we are trying not to obliterate them, but in the end, we had to go scorched earth. They made us. Who knows? But it's a consideration. But what do you guys think about that?
JP?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you think?
I don't know. I kind of thought what you thought too of maybe understanding their language, but that was in response to their foreign minister saying something about there's going to be aggression and an eye for an eye moving forward. Again, though, there's a part of me that just prefers us just stop because it just seems like rhetoric to me. So until they actually do something instead of straddle the fence, then maybe I'll get excited, or I just kind of prefer we just stop, honestly. But
yeah, the lukewarm murkiness of the situation is exhausting.
Yeah.
Decide and then just do it.
Yeah.
So.
You lose both sides when you try and play for both sides. And that's what's happening.
That's right.
Giant losers right now.
And then
that's it.
That's it.
We made it through.
Plunge time.
We did it. Everyone, the topic today, we'll just gird your loins. And then on
loins
us,
are girded.
Okay, good. On the text line, on the whatever platform you're on, let us know about your thoughts. This usually in our old show and in our old life really got it stirred up.
Montgomery listeners are a little different.
They are a little different.
They like their weed, apparently.
They don't like it. They love it. So, good sir, it's time for the plunge.
And because of the parasite, we're still double flushing.
Wait, should we read what Bobby sent us?
Yes. Bobby owns Phoenix Nutrition and Fitness, and he's my childhood friend. And you probably have seen his video playing in between segments. And he sends us funny things all day.
He sent us JP, I should send them to you so you can post them. But one of them, so gross. He said, if I eat a Crunch Wrap Supreme, am I going to get the butthole COVID? And Taco Bell, it's on one of their little signs. It says, stop acting like you've never gotten explosive diarrhea here before. Who called this news?
It's 100% true.
Okay.
All right.
You might get butthole COVID if you smoke too much weed.
You might. So, how about let's just play them in order. But the thing that's alarmed several medical professionals, more than several, is what they're seeing from the effects of THC, and obviously it's in weed. But what is happening to the kids long term, it's not the weed we know of the 70s. The levels are higher, but the psychosis that's happening, we talked about this years ago because we looked through the book Alex Berenson's Tell Your Children, and people were outraged, but it's exactly as he said years ago. This is negatively affecting our kids and our culture. But I found 2 clips I thought we could play and then discuss.
Now let me make sure. One of them was included furries. Is that the correct clip?
No, that was for Clown World.
Okay, good.
Here, play the first one, and I'll go find. Let's play the first one and see how much time we have.
Make you a furry?
Cannabis psychosis turns into schizophrenia or bipolar almost half the time. I said that in one of my groups today, and you got quiet. In 1994, Denmark started writing down names. Anybody who came into the hospital with drug-induced psychosis went on the list. 6,788 people. And nobody got treated differently. They just watched them for 20 years. Year 2, some came back with schizophrenia. Year 5, more. Year 9, yeah. Year 15, yep, more. They just kept coming back. Alcohol brought back 22%. Cannabis brought back 47%. But you got to pay attention to the slowness, because the trickle effect, if it had been schizophrenia hiding behind like a bad diagnosis, then they would have all showed back up at the same time. But they showed up over years, as if something was like still finishing. THC takes the brakes off your dopamine. It floods the striatum, the part that decides what matters. Your brain runs a highlighter over the world. THC hands that highlighter to a stranger. Now the car behind you means something. The text means something. So your brain starts to write a story on why everything went loaded. Oh, but that story is a delusion. So let's just say you got 2 guys. You got the same blunt. One of those guys is fine. But guess what? One of those guys is on that list. Daily use, 3 times the odds. Daily high potency, 5 times the odds. One variant of a gene called AKT1 plus daily smoking. And you've got 7 times the odds of the guy who passed the blunt to you. And your uncle's weed from 1995 is like 4% THC. Today, 17. Concentrates run over 50. And the CBD used to buffer that is gone. None of y'all's uncles smoke that. Some people who smoke won't get psychosis, but some will. And the risk stacks. Male, 16 to 25. Daily. High potency. Family history. 20 years in and you're fine. That's information too. It might mean you're not carrying the stack. And that's pretty much why the room got quiet, because they didn't know this. Some of them knew that weed was risky, but some did not. Some of them didn't know that they were on a list that nobody handed them.
Frick.
Thoughts?
This is an area of conversation that is like really hits home for me, and it's hard because I mean we've talked before, I think on this show, about like the weed of today is not the weed of, it's not your dad's weed. It's completely new and different. But I literally have friends, best friends, who were my best friends when we were 14, 15, before they got introduced to this stuff. And I don't even talk to them anymore because they became literal shells of themselves. Dropped out of high school, one of them. And then there's some that just, they're zombies. They're not even the same person anymore. And there's a lot of other aspects that maybe I'll be willing to talk about one day, but I don't think today. But it is, weed at the very least is a gateway to worse stuff. But even just weed alone ruins you, especially at such a young age. In the weed of today, it is so much stronger, and it will completely derail your life in terms of psychosis. Like, that's a real thing, because I've seen it firsthand. And all the people who claim, you know, that they can be a functioning stoner or a functioning, you know, whatever. And I'm not saying people can't do that, I guess, but the possibility of it completely becoming more than just something you do for fun, the effects on your brain and what it can do to you. I mean, I'm not kidding. It will literally wreck you. And it's just not a game to play. So it's definitely a real thing, especially the Delta 8 stuff that they, you know, I don't even know how that's legal in Alabama. I don't know if well, I won't say that, but it shouldn't be legal in Alabama, because that actually, some studies have shown, are worse than actual weed because of the amount of THC in the mix and the combination they made in a lab. So even the legal stuff wrecks your life just as much and in a different way than actual weed itself. So it's real. I've seen it. And if you're a parent and you think, you know, I was just, you know, I used to smoke weed in high school. It was fine. It's not the same at all. It is a completely different beast. It's scary.
Sinclair.
This is such a tough subject. I guess I will say when your brain is, well, let me go back. I am shocked as a 40, am I 47 or 48? I do this every time. I'm 48. Just turned 48. How many adults smoke weed or take gummies on the regular or whatever it is? I cannot believe how many professionals, people in the workforce, CEOs, attorneys. It blows my mind. But they're functioning and they still hold a job and they still do a good job. I don't know if it's right or wrong. It's still illegal in Alabama. So there's that. But when you take a developing brain, and it's shown frontal lobes aren't developed until 25 in boys, maybe a little earlier in girls.
I looked it up yesterday, actually, and said it could be as late as 30 in guys.
Okay. And you have a growing brain and you start messing with it and putting all these chemicals and all these messing with the receptors and different lobes of the brain, you have a train wreck brewing and you see it, you know it in your friend, you know it in your kids' friends, what's going on. And so for people to say it's not a gateway drug, it's so much better for you than alcohol. And that's always the excuse. Well, alcohol should be illegal. Actually, maybe it should. There are a lot of addicts that we are putting a very dangerous chemical and substance in people's hands every day, free for all. And there are consequences in that. But we have to deal with where we are, which is, I don't think you're putting that genie back into the bottle. So don't let another genie out of another bottle just because we're claiming it's impotent and doesn't do anything to our children, to our society. I hate it. I don't think I hate it for adults. I hate it for kids. I do think there's a difference in discussion. I will say when my mom was dying of brain cancer, this was when kind of the whole medical cannabis conversation was coming up in Alabama. I mean, I don't care. And she wasn't in any pain. That was such a blessing. I would have called every dealer I knew from the local high school to find her something if it had helped her. But that's not what we're talking about on a regular basis, at daily use. Right. It's tragic. And the adults in the room that are going, it's not that big of a deal. Your 19-year-old should be able to get their medical cannabis card or their medical marijuana card. No. And our legislators really need to think about that. I think it is really, I would say it's wrong. My 19-year-old can walk in and get that on his own. You're not helping me. That's my thoughts.
So I'll ask this question at the end, but while y'all were talking, I thought, this is so interesting. If you were talking to a parent and let's say you're saying, hey, now if you knew something that powered your kid's life and it powered their future, both in terms of desires, dreams, and even offspring, and they're on the cusp of all of those things. And then you turned around and said, but the thing that you're going to agree with them on is, well, okay, by the time you're 19 or 20 and you're in college and you say it's the only thing that treats your anxiety by not dealing with your anxiety, but this is all that it treats. Because we hear that a lot. Oh, my kid should be able to smoke it because nothing else works. But you're also, as a parent, blessing the idea, sanctifying the idea that you're allowing them, because you're still funding their life, You're allowing them to take something that gives them known cardiac issues, known to drain your desire for a good life, for a good future. It's for men going to reduce your sperm count, so you're not going to be able to reproduce. And then when you talk to that future 19 or 20-year-old and you say, you know, maybe you should consider not taking this because of how strong it is and the psychosis stats that we just learned about, and you're angry and you're defensive and you want to come at me, bro, because I'm suggesting to you that if it's wrong at 13 and it's going to take away all the things, because when you're 13, you think, oh, this is great. The world is great. I'm going to get married and have a bunch of kids. I'm going to have a great job. I'm going to climb the ladder of success. But then you're making it okay for them to take it when they're in college, because I did it when I was in college. And everything that you just paid $150,000 for is down the toilet because of this tiny little thing called weed that surely it's the same. And the kid says it's the only thing that combats their anxiety. Like, that's really where we are. It gives you heart issues. It hurts your brain. It hurts your future. You won't be able to reproduce as easily. You get angry. You get defensive. And this is where our kids are. And apparently, we are dealing with the most anxious generation we've ever had. But I can tell you that the weed isn't making the anxiety better. And so many parents have bought the lie because they don't want to deal with it. Because on some level, isn't it true that we don't know how to deal with the anxiety that's plagued us? Because we'd rather not say, put your phone down. That's a drug too. Touch grass. And maybe ask yourself the question, if it makes you so defensive that you want to punch me in the face for even having this discussion, maybe you're addicted and maybe we need to find something else that doesn't make you feel this way. Because the one aspect of my husband's life, because he sees it on a daily basis, is the patience that he says, your horrible stomach issues that you're having are coming because of your pot. That's where it's coming from. And if you stop it for a month or 6 weeks, you'd be shocked at what happens to your gut. And he says the closest he's ever gotten to being in a fight, and my husband's 6'9", is when he had to tell a guy, no, seriously, your problems are coming from your pot. And he came across the table and almost punched my husband in the face. But they see it. They've got the stats and the evidence to back it up. This is where we are. But to find out the stats today, that that schizophrenia accompanying, 47%?
Yeah.
I'd never heard that before. Ever.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it firsthand, like I said, the schizophrenia.
So why don't we want to deal with the anxiety that is plaguing not just our kids, but adults who say, well, I just do it to let the steam off. I just need to calm down. What's behind the unwillingness to deal with that deep angst that so many people are walking around with today?
I mean, it's a lack of God, obviously, is the root of it. But I think the easily accessible avenues for it, like the Delta 8 stuff, for example. I mean, it's just, you wouldn't even know if you're doing nicotine vape or a weed vape or whatever. It's the same thing in terms of, like, you're not going to smell it. It's so easy. You can just have it in your pocket and take it wherever you want. And, at least before, maybe when, with your dad's weed or whatever, you'd reek of pot and you'd have to have some shame and go hide and do it somewhere, where now you can literally just have it in your pocket, go to the grocery store, if you go in, just do it. And then, oh my gosh, now you're floating through the grocery store. And now I can just do it now. Oh, I'm a little anxious. I can just do it right now. That's kind of the story of my generation, whether it's gambling, whether it's pornography, everything is just like right accessible and nobody has to know. And then but the shame with it has gone away completely.
Hmm.
So you need to tangibly, we need to get rid of the easily accessible avenues, kind of like what we talked about with Delta 8 and others. But then the root of it is getting away from this and getting a life. Like I say it from like, get a job, friends, touch grass, have something to look forward to in life, have actual dopamine, because the guy mentioned in the clip, it fries your dopamine in your reward system, where you don't have to actually get up and go do something productive or do something scary or talk to a girl or I can just go and, oh, now I'm happy and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to lift a finger. So you have to get a productive life to rewire your reward system to have actual dopamine and serotonin, which, I would say get rid of the avenues that make it so accessible. Get a life, actually do hard things, but then get back to God. I think those are the three big, and some are harder than others, but I think that's the combination of it all.
I think it just seems insurmountable because this isn't just a weed problem. This is a phone problem, victim mentality problem. Everything's stacked against me because I'm a white male or I'm a whatever. I can go to college, but you know what? Nobody's getting a job out of college. I can't even own a house. What's the point? It just seems there's so many layers to this that put especially our kids in a very vulnerable situation, to where I don't think there's much motivation on their part. Like, what's the difference? I mean, why should I even try? Because everything down the road that you're saying I should be striving for, I'm probably not going to get. Because I watch all my friends that graduated 4 years before me and they still don't have jobs and they're still living at home and they're still playing video games. And so that's just what I'm going to do. I think as parents, what do you do? I mean, I haven't talked to one kid, even one adult. And if you talk one-on-one, that doesn't say, I hate my phone. If I could get rid of this phone, because that's what's adding to the dopamine and the lazy dopamine hits as well. If I could get rid of this and just get a flip phone, I would love it. I would love my life. I mean, if I could, I don't know, everybody else is smoking vapes. Everybody else has a dab pen. It's just everywhere and it's so casual now. And you just go, how do you even confront this when it is so ingrained in their lifestyle now? Mm-hmm. And as a parent, to me, I just kind of go, I hope they have that conviction. I hope they have a relationship with God. I hope they have that inner person that says, no, my life means more than this. Because what are you going to do? Take away everybody else's dab pen? Are you going to take away everybody else's vape? It just seems insurmountable. Mm. And that's really what we have to do to deal with this anxiety. We got to get rid of all the computers. We got to get back to pen and paper in schools. We have to get kids off social media, but you can't have the government. As I'm saying that, I'm hearing as parents, and that takes work. And that sounds exhausting. Mm. And it's worth it. But like, we have 4 kids each. And I find myself going, like, you get one settled and then the other one falls apart and you're just tired. Mm. But it's what we need to be doing. We are selling our kids so short. And this is going to be the outcome if we're not careful. For an entire generation.
We outsourced a lot of things early on, thinking we were helping.
Yes.
And here we are.
That's it. It started with the DVD players in the cars.
Yeah, it did.
Dang.
Well, here's the tie into it all is you want to wonder why Gen Z wants socialism and why my friends who can't get off of drugs are Mamdani fans and others, because it's easy. It's just like the easily accessible everything.
Wow.
And it's like I walk in there, it's like, guys, if you put the weed away and get up and do something, socialism isn't very intriguing, and so that's where it all ties back to the easily accessible of everything. Dopamine. You mean the government can just give me more and I don't have to do anything?
And God designed us to work. Mm-hmm. Adam and Eve, they had jobs, even in Eden, in the perfect spot. it's good for us, and we've lost that. That's a good word, JP. Wait, we won't be here tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
We got to go to a wedding.
But we have something special for y'all tomorrow. So please tune in. It'll still be delightfully fun. And you may cry. You may laugh. It'll be a good day. We'll see you on Monday.